The night when my daughter explained to me what happened to her, I felt devastated. I felt angry. I felt betrayed. I mean, I would have never thought, who would think that when I dropped my child off at school, I never would think that she would be sexually assaulted in a bathroom by another little boy.
How did this happen? How is it that a mom drops off her daughter at school, at kindergarten, expecting her to be safe, expecting her to be supervised, and somehow during the course of the day, her 5-year-old daughter is assaulted in the privacy of her girls' bathroom, and assaulted by a boy, for that matter, who apparently was allowed to be there? How does this happen?
When you send your daughter to school, when you see her off in the morning, you have a level of expectation that you're not going to be worried about them, and they're not going to be exposed to something that you're not aware of as a parent. I learned about the transgender policy from my wife Gina. She was on Facebook, and she just happened to be on the Facebook page of the superintendent and got wind of this policy that they were enacting that was going to open bathrooms, locker rooms, sports teams, overnight lodging to both sexes.
For such a significant policy to be communicated via Facebook was, just not how, it's not how it should be done, and it's not how City Schools of Decatur typically operates. I began asking around to other parents to see if they had heard about this or if they were familiar with this, and not a single parent that I had spoken to was aware.
The Concerned Parents of Decatur legitimately wanted to work with the district, with the superintendent, with the school board to help them to understand what their concerns were and to find medium ground. They met with the superintendent, they wrote several letters to him, they emailed to him, and each time that they expressed their concerns, they got the same consistent response: we hear you, we understand, but in essence, we're doing nothing to change this policy. Then in the October school board meeting, the policy was placed on the agenda, and that was quite a meeting. At the October meeting, many people spoke, but one was particularly memorable, and he was the former chairman of the Board of Pardons and Paroles. Given his understanding of human nature, he specifically testified to his concern that this policy would be used by young boys to gain access to girls in private settings for mischievous purposes. And it was as if he was prophetic, because that is precisely what has happened.
My daughter stated to me that she was in class and she asked the teacher if she could go to the bathroom. And the teacher said yes. So she was in the bathroom and she was pulling up her pants when one of her classmates came in the bathroom, a little boy. She tried to leave out of the bathroom. The little boy pushed her against the bathroom stall, basically pinned her up against there. She asked him to stop. He wouldn't. He took his fingers and he was penetrating her through her pants. And she asked him to stop and stated several times that it hurt. He refused. Once he was done, she went to class. I asked her if she told anyone about it, she started crying, saying, "No, Mama, I didn't tell nobody, but I didn't ask him to come in the bathroom with me. I didn't know he was going to do that." And I told her that it's not her fault. It was just not her fault. He should not have been in that bathroom.
This all occurred right before the Thanksgiving break. And when school got back in, she tried calling to speak to someone in leadership, to the principal, for days, and did not receive a return call. In fact, during the entire break, no one in leadership contacted her to understand what had happened to her daughter.
I told the principal that I was demanding that the little boy be taken out of the classroom. At that point, she refused and said she would not take him out of the classroom. I said, "Well, what changes can you assure me that can be made? Can you assure me that he would no longer be allowed to go into the girls' bathroom?" She said, "No, I can't assure you of anything, and I'm not going to assure you of that." I said, "So you mean to tell me that my child has to come here every day and feel unsafe because you are refusing to do anything about what's going on here?"
What the school did was then to make a report to the Department of Family and Children's Services that was truly mind-boggling.
I get a knock early in the morning at the door. It's the Department of Family and Children's Services, the day after Christmas. So I'm thinking, I'm feeling confident. I'm saying, "Oh wow, finally someone's gonna do something about this." Only to find out they were there because the school said that I was responsible for the assault. So DFACS was there to investigate me and my home and my children living arrangements.
They reported to DFACS that there had been an incident in the school bathroom, but they named Ms. Thomas as the responsible party.
How do you, in your right mind, do something like that to a parent? Their child has been sexually assaulted. Then you turn around and paint them out as the villain, just to sweep it up under the rug, because it all goes back to a policy that you have in place.
When Pascha shared with me what happened to her daughter, I could instantly identify. I myself had been someone who was preyed upon in the school by a predator, as are hundreds of thousands of other women and girls. The ultimate indignity is after many attempts to get the school to acknowledge what happened, to truly investigate what happened, to converse with Ms. Thomas about her child and to take this seriously, and even to warn other parents. The school ultimately issued a statement to the public denying that it happened. When you have a policy that is now infringing on the privacy of girls and women in schools and opening us up to violations of our privacy and of our safety, we run the high risk of creating a hostile environment for girls and for women in our educational environments.
The school system let my daughter down.
No one wants to have that kind of "I told you so" moment. So it was very, very heartbreaking to have that and to know that it could have been prevented.
Could have been prevented, exactly.